Alright, looks like content is being received again. So let's give this a go. It says the stream is in good health. So let's see what happens if we've gone 1080. I'm so sorry that I asked on 360 and I can't believe it took you guys so long to tell me. I'm going to be sure to ask again in the future. Alright, what were we up to? How have I already forgotten? All I did was go away for coffee. Alright, we've got some bad things here, but that's going to hopefully not bother us too much. We've got no dread. We can investigate. We're about to lose a hint, aren't we? Alright, the Stag door, subtle rupture. This is knock 10. And this is the big boys game. The Ascent of Knives gives us edge and some other bits and pieces. The Painted River is what gives us most reliably upgrades to our exploration options. But no, it's given us fascination. We will collect all these the way through the Stag door. So now the way through the Stag door we can put down here, and we can just go through here, and that takes reason to go through. And in fact we may as well go back and investigate immediately. How's the upload speed now? I see a couple of viewers are back. Or how's the... It's all green across the board here. I'll just keep playing, and yeah, there's a little bit of lag for you guys to actually see that and then respond to it. Okay, we're down to one hint, so we want to resummon another. Invocation, knock. And then we're going to go investigating again. This is still playing out here. Everything looks good. Amazing. Okay, well that makes life a lot easier. You can actually see things. Look, 25.0. We're not running on fast forward for some reason, so we're going to fix that too. Do we have anything to explore? We can explore this furtive truth just to show you what happens when you double up. We'll get another Kerisham. And we may as well explore that occult thing for want of something else to do. Okay, now she's looking for evidence. There isn't any evidence, so she'll try and convert this notoriety into evidence. I think she's kind of an elite hunter. No. Okay. Alright, we've translated the book. This is going to be a high-level knock. It's good. And Scholar Greek. Oh yeah, so when it resets, when you load a save game, for some reason it pushes everything back. Everything that was being studied in these boxes will get set back to default in here, which is a little bit annoying. Okay, so yeah, she's given us tentative evidence. This is bad because if she gets notoriety again, she'll convert it to damning evidence. And if she converts damning evidence, it's game over for me or one of my friends, but it's random, so we'll see what happens. What do we get? Cat Caro. I feel like she's Lantern, but I can't be sure. Do we have anyone to talk to? Yes. We can get some commissions, and we're off to the Mancer's Forgotten Chronicle. That's good. What do we get there? Restlessness, temptation goes back. That always resets for some reason. We've got another hint. Yay. So, 2 hints. We'll send them exploring in a minute. We'll finish off these 3. Although, sorry, not fleeting memory, tentative evidence there. Hunters found evidence, real or imagined, of my sins. Hunters with evidence become more dangerous. Evidence may survive the death of the hunter who created it. So let's talk about some ways to eliminate hunters. We've got a little bit of time, and we've got a hint, and we're not really working on anything right now, so commission secret histories. It's fine, that can wait. Our funds are manageable for the time being, and we've got a silver spintra to sell. The speak verb is open, so we can send a hint to assassinate, but she is mystical. So she'll usually survive attacks by creatures of the Mantis, even if those attacks are unstoppable. I haven't found any unstoppable attacks. Well, I guess Edge 10 is unstoppable. There's another Kerisham, see. Let's dream of the Stag door. Put a reason in there. Is there anything to explore? Yes. We want to sell this Spintria, sorry. I guess we can probably work on that. We've got time. What's this giving us? Another restlessness? Oof, that could backfire if we get a despair. We've still got a fascination, so it's coming in 15 seconds. What you can do is dream of fascination with dread, although I don't have any dread, and it gets rid of the fascination. but these are going to ping into Dread, so that will neutralise one of these anyway. Level 6 knock, look at that, and Rite of the Mother's Mercy. We can have a look at that right too, if I remember. Consent of Wounds, we can put that there, that should knock that back there, knock. Okay, we've got a lot of Mystique, but that's not too much of a problem. Nothing to investigate right now. We could investigate these two Winters to knock them up a level. That will get us to level 8, which is starting to get pretty good. That lets us do some pretty tricksy stuff. Okay, Occult Scrap doing that. Let's do it. There's another 8 coins, so we're up to 40. That gives us plenty of time to resummon that hint, and we're just going to put the hint in to explore. They explore the same as you using health or your disciples, and it just slows the timer on them. And in the absence of anything else to do, Strange Streets by Moonlight. Now we're trying to combine 2 Winters here. We don't have any Erudition or Glimmering right now, so it's probably good to explore Streets by Moonlight to try and spawn some of those for this combination. It's a pretty easy way to do it. Oh, we need to combine those 2 as well. Okay, I await word. Let's see if we manage to kill this hunter. A Trembling Heat, that's a level 6 Forge summon, that's not that useful. Painted River, Erudition. Well, that's good for considering we're trying to combine here. Let's Dream again immediately. We're pretty safe from this, because it's going to draw this Dread, or maybe that one, we'll see. This has given us notoriety, but the hint survived. But no one could have survived that. Now and then Tenacious Hunters somehow survive attacks that should have killed them, but their luck always runs out in the end, and there are other ways to destroy a hunter besides physical assault. So what we'll do, how long has this hint got left? 46 seconds. We'll plop them both in there after this is finished, if we get a Glimmering. And we'll have a talk with her. Now, you can talk about lore with them, which will generally just generate notoriety and not do much of anything else. If you put a Lantern or a Winter in there, Ragged Lore or Glorious Lore, they will either go mad or turn grim and become immune to that in the future and generate notoriety. But it's a nice way to try and neutralize them. It can backfire, and I'm not sure if a higher level has more success of turning them, but this is currently our highest level, so we'll see what happens. But the problem is you can harden the hunters up. Got this. There we go. We've got a notoriety. That's not ideal, but with the evidence, it could be a problem. But there's ways to deal with evidence too that we can look at. I was going to look at Rite of the Mother's Mercy. What does this take? Offering. What is that? Oh, Spintria. Really? Or ingredients. Okay, yeah, see how the piebald pigment is going as well. So that's an ingredient. I could have just clicked there. Would have told me. It takes an assistant, so one of these guys, or a summon, and it takes an invocation. So you could use this again, like the Sunset Rite, to resummon itself, if that's what you wanted to do. And the interesting thing about resummoning is, I think there's a bug at the moment, but primarily, if it fails and you put a reason in to cancel it, this timer will reset to 180, which I don't think is intentional. But even if it doesn't reset, it means you don't lose it, and you can just throw it straight back in. But that Rite of the Mother's Mercy, yeah, quite good for a resummon. I don't really like using ingredients. I should. They're pretty easy to get. You end up with not hundreds, but tens by the end. Do I want to summon one more? No, we're just going to send them off here, aren't we? What do we get? Fascination. Alright. Dreamworld is not up. Let's explore Cater and Hero. Cater and Hero Limited? Yeah. Cater and Hero. And then one fund, because again there's only one objective in this first mission. Let's do it. The remaining factory walls could topple at any moment. Blackened timbers creak in pain. We must equip ourselves properly and move with dreadful care. Got an affliction coming. We could work for a vitality, but there's really not much point. I mean, actually we may as well save the funds. We're not getting a steady stream of income right now, and we have the spare health. Now, if you've combined 2 health, you get one of these with an arm that lets you basically generate cash more easily without risk of injury when you're working. But we're not too worried about that. We've got enough health that we can handle it comfortably. Forgotten Chronicle, did we want one of those? I think we did. Yeah, we do. We need one more? Yeah, we didn't actually. Alright, we're going to keep Dream free for the time being. We're going to move that back down there because we're not really going to use it. Wait, did we get another reason? When did I get a 5th reason? I must have got it for something. Oh, did I cook it using a book maybe at some point? Okay. Yes, so this has backfired. She's become Grim, which means she's now immune to Lantern, but we can send some Winter at her. So let's see what happens. But it has generated another notoriety, which is going to turn this into bad stuff later. We're going to wait, because I'm going to show you another trick to lock them up if you're in this kind of position. Still a little bit worried about what's going to happen here. That could be game ending if we're not careful. Although the timer on these should give us enough room. In fact, what I might do now, here we go, you can force this fascination, but it won't destroy the dread. So I can either wait and have the fascination pull in all of this, or I can be left with 1 dread. I'm going to be left with 1 dread. I think that's a safer play. But it means that we're not going to be able to deal with the affliction immediately, and that might compound if we get an injury here. But we'll see how it plays out. It's a bit of a sticky situation. Treacherous ground, pits and quags and sudden tumbles. The earth here cannot be trusted. We will need strong hands or clear sight, forge or lantern. Well, guess what? Hints have lantern, so that's that one solved. This is reminding me of Sunless Seas. I have to try and pick it up. Yeah, it's written by the same guy, Alexis Kennedy. Was at Fail Better Studios that did Sunless Seas and Fall in London. And they were working on Sunless Skies, and I think he had an idea for this. I think they were taking it maybe slightly away from the Victorian setting. I'm not really sure what happened anyway. He left and took 1 or more of the employees with him and set up Weather Factory, and this is their first game. It's clumsy in implementation, but the underlying mechanisms and the writing are very similar. But they've committed to buying it, or they've committed to releasing a bunch of updates to fix a lot of the issues that people are having, which is nice, and they've already fixed a few things just before the weekend. So it's nice to see, and we'll probably see a lot of the glitches. That's why I don't kind of hold cards, because that's probably going to get removed, and also it just feels fundamentally like cheating. Right, what have we got going on? Can we talk to you? No, we're doing your... Oh yeah, we can. You have a commission for us. Oh, and now we've got 6 knock as well. We can do that. What are we working on here? Health. Alright, there's our affliction. We can't afford to forget about that. This has taken another reason, but that's okay. We've got a little bit. This, sorry, we already looked at this. Yeah, Forge or Lantern, Treacherous Ground. She wants Moth, very substantial. Now Moth is sadly not very substantial, and she needs level 6 or above. But that's good, because when we get it, it's for a silver Spintria. Once you get enough lore, you're basically going to be churning through these looking for silvers to auction. Alright. Talk. Always be talking. Associate. She has Lantern, so I'll start that. Wait, were we going to talk? No, I was waiting for this to finish, so that I can talk to her about Winter. We got some funds, we got our health, it didn't turn into anything bad. We got some vitality that we can use here. We can work on this commission. Dr. Ibn Aldim, we'll deal with you in a minute. Is she Lantern? Yeah. She goes with Pope. I wish there was a 2D mode. You know? Because when you're trying to organise stuff and it's up here and the angle and the perspective, it just makes it a little bit awkward, and it's easy to drop something in the middle and it just messes everything up like that. That was intentional, obviously, but you see what I mean. It's a bit too fiddly. I should probably grab the snap to grid if I'm going to do much more of this. I'll always be talking, not with your primary and only copy of your main lore though. Now, see, I've got Pope Clifton. He's level 5 Lantern because he's a disciple. I can promote Cat as well to level 5. So actually any future challenges that need 10 Lantern, I can just drag those two into the expedition as they go. And be able to back them up. And the goal is to get everyone to disciples. Then you can stop worrying too much about summons. So that was the dream that we had with Fascination. It threw back a dread, but it forced the dread into there, which is good. We've got 93 seconds left on this, so it should get picked up by the last one. So we've cleaned that Fascination up, and our problems mostly are over. We just got to clear up this affliction, and we're in good shape. We've still got this dirty mess down here. What do you need? A glimmering. We're probably not going to get a glimmering anytime soon. That mystique's blown out. Have we got notoriety coming? No, it's a despair. That's fine. This is now dealt with, except for that's going to turn into a despair. That did not combine because we didn't get a glimmering. Oh well. So what we wanted to do, there's our investigation. Okay, that's going to take a passion and be a little while longer. We don't want to study that because we need it. We can study that. That should be there. We still don't have 6 heart, do we, or 6 moth, so these two are both blocked. That health can go there, right? And should, now that our health is done, we can start dreaming of, this could be risky, Stag door. Okay, these guys are done. The 2 floorboards lift away to reveal a hollow beneath Cater's desk. The rats have made free with the biscuits he stored there against the beckishness which haunts the entrepreneur, but they could not penetrate this iron lockbox. A moment with a crowbar will open it. Whispering Amulet, that's actually a really decent low-level instrument. It's only got 2 and everything, but it's got 2 and a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's a nice one if you're struggling with the early game. It's given us a bronze Spintria. That's fine, we'll hang on to that, maybe sell it later, and some more ingredients, bitter black salts, which are also a pigment, which we can use in painting. We've got hints, both on very low timers. And another notoriety to add into the mix. And finally our investigation's coming, so we're going to see this turn. Now I'm going to show you a way to lock up. I don't know whether or not I'd qualify this as cheating, because it's using the game mechanics to kind of work around some issues. Let's collect those. We're going to need to be a little bit quick on the draw here. Timing is everything. We can investigate, we've got nothing to sell. We can investigate a Forgotten Chronicle. That's going to give us the last of these. Yeah, so we didn't get any books to study, which is a shame, which means we can just keep working on upgrading lore. Alright, one of our hints is down. So we're going to first call in another hint, potentially. we got Neville, an acquaintance. He's also knock. I remember these two, Enid and Neville, because you end up using them a lot. They're the only two people in the knock wheel, so to speak. Alright, we've got 19 seconds. We're going to talk to Dr. Ibn al-Im, because dropping off these off takes 10 seconds. So we can drop one off. There we go. This needs something we don't have, but we might get it here. An iron spin trio, they're the lowest value. There we go. Erudition. Did this need an erudition? No, it did not. It needed glimmering. Oh well. There's a reason over there for some reason. Oh, does it keep getting kicked off by the... There's one somewhere else that's going to disrupt when it comes back. Right, so what we do now, talk to Connie Lee. Doesn't matter what you talk to her about, but actually we wanted to talk to her about winter anyway, so we're going to put that in. But you can put anything you want in there that she'll talk about. Literally anything. I've experimented with a bunch of different stuff. I haven't found that much interesting. Maybe there's some stuff out there that I haven't discovered that interacts. We'll see. Joshy boy, your voice is so calming. You should do an ASMR. A few people have said that. And I've got a Blue Yeti radio and a microphone, so I could do the whole finger tapping on the mic. I saw one that was just someone shaking a can of gravel, I guess. But there was something about it that was just, they'd got their sound balance just right, and that was surprisingly good ASMR. Anyway, thank you. Sorry, I fully put it on there. Hint at the Ragged Law. So she is, as we've established, grim, so they can't be swayed by the nature of the glory, but we can give this to her, and it may drive her insane. It may not. It may make her the opposite of grim, which is going to make her really, really hard to defeat. But more importantly, what it's done is lock her out from being picked up by the magnet when notoriety comes round in 9 seconds. So watch this. Well, don't watch this. Painted River. Erudition. God damn it. Couldn't even give me a glimmering. Nothing of what I wanted. Collect all. Okay, see, this is looking for an adversary. It's looking for someone with Aspect Hunter. Because there isn't anyone, it's going to take this notoriety, or maybe this mystique, and turn it into a detective. So we're going to have 2 detectives in play, which could get very messy. I'm not sure if that's intended or not. Oh, apparently it just decided not to pick anything. That's good. Maybe he patched that. That did not combine as I had hoped. Let's try again. Okay, what do we got going on with despair? We needed contentment, but that'll come along soon enough. The unnumbered stones. That's the 5th of these. It's 1, 2, what level is this? 6. It's 2, 4, 6. So that's going to give us the same one. Alright, so back to dreaming then. There's nothing bad coming up. Got a winter. So we don't need to investigate that. We've got nothing to sell. No one to talk to. Notorieties are about to blow out. Hint's resummoning itself successfully. Let's just go on another expedition. This is quite risky. This is actually really risky. Because of the amount of notoriety I've got. But let's play it out. So the other way you can do it, if for some reason you haven't got sunset right and you want to get into this much, much earlier, once you have even a level 2 lantern, where have they gone? Cat Carrow. You can replace her, and as long as you know it's going to be a lantern threat, for example, you have 10. In fact, let's do that this way. I can't remember if this is a hidden door. It must be lantern. It's not going to be edge, I don't think, in here. But for example, if you thought it was going to be edge, you could drag in one of your edge people. If you have 2 of these guys, which I could quite easily make, then you would need them instead of the hint. But you'll see if I just bring these 2 in, I've only got 7. You can use hirelings, who sometimes have 5 on a stat, but it's a bit risky. I prefer the double hint method. It's just safer, and if they die because you lose track of something, they're really easy to resummon, whereas these guys are gone for good. Like if you get distracted, forget to put enough funds in some of the later missions where you have to keep feeding it, Yeah. You only lose one person at a time, so it's never too critical, but it's never good to lose these guys. So try and always make a summon your leader, at least, unless you know exactly what's coming. There's one of our notorieties gone. That is good news. Is there anything we can work on? There still is nothing we can work on. Let's see what happens to her. Oh god. She's become an idealist now. So she's grim and an idealist, so we can't ruin her with... we can't ruin her with law anymore. She's kind of immune to being killed. And that's assuming that the thing works in the first place. And it's generated some notoriety and some dread. Good times. Good times. Happy times. And there's another notoriety coming from here soon. But as you see, there are ways to lock them up for a little bit. So if that comes around again with the tentative evidence still in play, I may try and chat to her. We'll see what happens. Now remember, if you go for a murder, it won't work because she won't be magneted in. She'll be the target for the thing that you put into the talk, so she can get pulled out by the magnet still. But what we need to do is summon a Maid in the Mirror. How's this doing? He's nearly available for a new commission. We still can't do those commissions. Why have we got a third one of those? Oh yeah, okay, we just had a third one of those. Right, what do we need for a Maid in the Mirror? We don't have anything we can drop in there yet, but let's get that. I feel like it's a lot of lantern. Edge and lantern. Yeah, alright. Does anything, I don't think any of the... I'm just going to have a little look at my spreadsheet here, sorry. Cultist Simulator. There's a link in the description if you want to play along on the spreadsheet. It's not very interesting as a spreadsheet. But on the summons table, I've just written down which things like contentment or dread, what aspects they have. And the thing that we need to summon the Maid is dread, which has edge 2. But that means that we'll need to raise Winter 8 to get her. But we have Winter 8? We don't have Winter 8. We have Winter 6. So we need to combine these laws in order to get a Maid. And there's nothing here with Edge and Winter, alas. Okay. Sorry. That's the spreadsheet there. I need to bring back the chats so I can see what, if anything, you guys are up to. Let's read would be nice. Yeah, a few people wanted to see a Sunless Seas playthrough, where I was just kind of talking and taking it slowly and surviving and talking about the things that happened. The horror, the eye, that sort of stuff. So I should, I guess, do that a little bit more here. Interrogate, intimidate, would help if I could talk. Interrogate, intimidate, beguile, instruct, recruit. Since we're not up to much else, let's promote Neville. Now, ooh, that's lantern, isn't it? Yes, okay, I've completely missed a trick here. That's quite interesting. A subtle rupture. See, that's really powerful because that's knock 10. So if you have, that means I can use my followers to make up the difference in, I'll show you what I mean. It's not actually useful to me right now, but it will serve a purpose in demonstrating. So it's an offering that you can put in here as an influence. So the map's right will take this like dread or anything else. So now I've got knock, I can kind of go anywhere I want. My lantern's currently tied up in here, and this only lasts for 60 seconds, so you've got to be careful with it. But like if I wanted to put the edge in, I could bring in Eldritch, and then if I added my 8 winter, there, I'll need a very significant intensity of winter, so I need 8 or more, I think. Because 6 is not, and a little knock and edge, so 2 of each of these. So if there was a way that I could find something that had winter and knock, which I don't think exists, I could do that. Or if I could find one of these that had, winter and knock essentially, or edge and lantern, it would help kick me over, but there's nothing that I've found with those particular combinations. I don't think that's anything you can put in. No, it's a shame. That would be amazing if it was. Anyway, we're very close to being able to getting a Maid in the Mirror, who again can be self-summoned, and we can just use her to absolutely destroy Connie. eventually, although it'll generate a huge amount of notoriety on the way. But now we've made Connie one of the most terrifying creatures it's possible to imagine. Okay, we're down to 2 notoriety. Let's see if we can last this out. Nope. Do we want to lock her up and talk again? And I'll show you, maybe it'll generate us a second detective, and you'll get to see how that plays out. There's Neville. So yeah, the trick I missed was, we don't have time to do this right now, but I can bring Neville down here, I can use the ceremony lantern, and I can bring this in, and it won't destroy it, I don't think, because it says trappings, consumes ingredients and influences, so I could put this in, except it's not lantern, but does not consume summonings and tools. So god, I could also use a hint. Huh! That's quite funny. I could have been using a hint all along in there. But this will allow us to upgrade him to a disciple, and his stats will get up to 5. Only the guys who match your faith, which is lantern. So where are they? These guys? No. Poppe, of course. They have to get to 21, and they're the only guys who can rise to 10. A Sunless Sea playthrough would be wonderful. I'll do one. I never really dived into the DLC. I updated the wiki and played it a bit, but not a huge amount. This time the research failed. Again. Okay, so what do we want to do? We're going to lock Connie Lee up. Not literally, sadly. But get her locked in conversation. I'm just going to talk to her about nothing. I think, well, let's just try something. It doesn't want to be anything bad, because I'm pretty certain if it's anything like this, it's going to generate notoriety. Let's talk to her about Poppy. Maybe she knows something secret about Poppy, although normally it changes if it's anything interesting. You'll get like a... so if you bring like this in, you'll see it changes hint at ragged law. So if it doesn't do anything, it's unlikely to... Yeah, you can send... Oh, I didn't know you could do it that way. That's interesting. I should probably be trying to hire someone. Oh, we should have a look at this as well. See, watchers here. They can be fought, seduced, or deceived. This is fought is edge. So we've got some edge here. Of course it wasn't a door. Lantern. Sorry. Wait, did I not put any fun in? Yeah, I did. Seduced is Grail and deceived is Moth, or maybe the other way around, but either way it's Edge, Grail or Moth is what gets you through here, so Edge is what we're up against. Alright, she's locked up. I don't want to actually talk to her about a pawn, because I feel like that doesn't end well for anyone with 1 edge. He's just gonna... I mean, what have I got to lose at this point, right? I get another notoriety. See what happens, just for fun. It's a 30% chance at success, and I mean, I don't care if I lose that guy, honestly. They're pretty useless from this point on. You just need them to deal with Poppy. Once again, so maybe he has fixed it. If it knows that there's one in play, it just carries on. This needs nothing. Blood pumps bright, then dark. They should not have opposed us. We move on. The Watchers are dead. Right, what's going on? We should be dreaming, always be dreaming. What have we got coming up next? The Hook, that's going to generate some dread, that's not a problem. We've got nothing to work on, although we could talk to these dudes. See how this tentative evidence is almost blown out, so actually we're pretty safe again. Although we've still got really rather too much notoriety. Talking. Commissions, please. Alright, what treasures have we got here? Notoriety, obviously, the finest of treasures. And 4 rewards, which never makes any sense to me. Travelling at Night, Volume 3. Have we got 1 and 2 so far? Rose Pearl Dust. I think that's Heart. Yeah. And the Byzantine Tinct, which is Nog. Now, occasionally some of these you want to pay very close attention to all the little icons, primarily because they have different attributes, but also, actually I didn't realise they had so many good attributes. Oh no, they don't, sorry, that's auction value, not... yeah, so they have 1 in auction value. Ingredients, also pigments, but some of them can be other things, which can help you deal with all sorts of interesting outcomes. Poison, primarily. Marie Babs, this looks very complicated. You've kind of jumped in quite late. Yeah, we've grown the board. Actually, now I step back and look at it, that's actually quite a full board. It's actually not too bad. You basically work, explore, study, dream, talk, and that's a timer which just takes money. It is quite complicated, yes, it turns out. Let's move some of these across. Since we've got so much notoriety, I'm tempted to just roll out the Forsaken Reaches as well, while the hints are still around. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Oh well. Let's leave him, he should be fine. What do we got here? Dr. Ibn al-Adim, Secret Histories. We can get straight into that. We've got Secret Histories and a reason, and that's going to generate a commission that we can then sell. Poppy, I think we can talk to give us a new commission. That's given us a restlessness and our temptation back. Alright, hopefully that hint doesn't die. Oh, and we can study these books. That one doesn't need translating. That one also doesn't need translating. Commission Winter, very substantial. Okay, that's good, we can do that. Streets by Moonlight, let's get these hints. Where's that other hint just gone there? Let's get these guys off to investigate this mission. We are going to the Forsaken Reach. This now, because it's the final one in the mission, it's going to have worse rewards, I think only 2. And it's going to have 2 challenges, but as I recall it's like Lantern and Edge, which is perfect. And because there's 2 challenges, we now need to put 2 funds in. So what does it say? The law does not touch this decaying fringe of the city. The mud here has claimed many lives. There will no doubt be some wretched criminals or other layering in the warehouse. Layering in the warehouse. Layering? Layering? That's... I like that as a verb. Okay. Talk. Who can we talk to? So, yeah, this is what I want to do. Let's start promoting these guys to a higher level. That's going to cause chaos when it comes back and knocks that notoriety off. Still, that one's about to blow out. Forgotten Chronicle. Is that the one we're on, or do we want? I think we want one higher, don't we? Yeah, Forbidden Epics. Alright, when we investigate those, they're going to give us the next level of these little adventures here. I'll have to start bringing my spreadsheet up to refer back to which missions are which. Right, dreaming through the Stag door. Now, to get through the Stag door, once again, we can use Lantern or Knock, although it needs to be level 8. And there's always one other thing apart from the riddle. Is it Edge? I think it might be Edge. No, it's not Edge. Winter, I think we've already tried. Is it Heart? Nope, it must be... Wait, that's all of them, isn't it? Yeah, the Silken Sands not enough. Okay, Grail. So it needs to be Grail, Lantern or Knock. So there's not much we can do, and then to get in, it's not just Passion, Reason or Health. You've got to get Prisoners, which becomes a bit of a bore. Okay, Dread. We're not too worried about that. This notoriety is starting to blow out. There's one Dread there. Ooh, wait. How long's that been there? We need to get some contentment, quick, smart, or things are over. Whoa. Okay, 43 seconds on this dream. We've got not long. See, this is going to go bananas in a minute. We've got that. And we got a Furtive Truth. Great, that's really low level. That we can study. We just got to keep dream funds. I'll bring one of those over here now to remind me. This is, okay, so in here we have Treacherous Ground, which is Forge or Lantern, and we have the Watchers, which are Fought, Seduced or Deceived, which is Grail, Edge, Moth. We got Forge, we got Lantern, we got Edge, because the 2 hints have got that. 2 obstacles, 2 cash, so we can pretty much ignore that and it'll take care of itself. This Neville is now a Disciple, he's level 5. We can continue promoting these guys. May as well just work our way across, get 1 Believer, get 1 Disciple in each to start off with, just for emergencies. That's not the way I wanted to do it. Eldridge, Moonstone, Lantern, start. Okay, 12 seconds. We can work on that as well. Always try, just keep your eye on commissions and be trying to tick them off. I should get that one done actually pretty quickly. But I really need to focus on getting rid of this. What is going on here? I put the wrong thing in there, that's why. Oh, awesome, it's generating dread. And here comes Affliction. We might be losing some health here, we'll have to see how it plays out. Okay, so we got some dread, that's not good. We've got 53 seconds to dream of funds, wherever the funds went. I think it restacked them. Oh, it sucked it into there. So this takes 30 seconds, it's going to generate a contentment. If this red bar fills up, it's game over. But you always, as long as your dream isn't busy, you always have enough time when that red bar appears. Wow, that's low level stuff. To dream of a contentment. And then we're going to immediately dream for another. My funds are getting pretty low at this point, so I'm going to need to take a break after this expedition. Probably let the hints die and then just resummon one. And just work on commissions for a little bit to make some money. Sell some bronze and silvers. Collect that. That is... Oh man, did I do that twice? That's why you always want to drag these down here, because otherwise you lose track of which ones you've done and which ones you haven't. Oh well, I can save that for another time. We can work on the winter commission, which will get us another silver, which is going to be 16 funds in total, so that should knock us back up quite nicely. Neville's promoted. There's no reason to panic just yet. Enid's a Believer, Eldridge, a Disciple, sorry, Laidlaw. Trappings. Start. Okay. This contentment should get sucked in here. There we go. Then the dread is going to go back in. This is going to be costly. I really need a green or a free contentment from somewhere. There we go. Here comes a green. So that will generate another contentment for free, which we should get back into here. We've got an Affliction. It's not ideal, but that should be around long enough, just long enough to get sucked back in after this. We'll see. In the meantime, we need to fix that before we forget about it. Nothing left to study, so we may as well... Winter's in play, but try and combine these two. Remember, 2 of the same law. Also, you can use one other type of law, so here I could put a moth of equal value in, and it would convert it into a moth. Knock is the only exception, in that it takes anything and converts it to knock. So making a knock, which was the first one I won with, making a knock cult is actually really, really easy. If you start with the Doctor 2, you get knock off the gate, out of the gate. Yeah, the Doctor's a phenomenally easy start to the game. What was I studying? These two. Alright. We're actually doing okay there, somehow. Let's hand in that. Bring that down here just in case we ever need it again. We can reuse it the next time he gives us the same mission. bronze spintria. Good. Alright, that went red again, but we're clear. There's our health. Okay, now, we don't want to dream of contentment just yet, because this one's going to generate one in 18 seconds that'll get scooped up by that, so we can wait a little while before doing it. We've probably got time to do another stag door. And in the meantime, talking. He's still on cooldown, so Mirror of Glory. Let's promote another disciple. I should probably keep those much closer, but there's a contentment. That's good. That's going to go over here. It doesn't matter where you put them. It doesn't make them more likely to take them. It just helps me visualize that that's the situation we're in. So we've got 3 dread, 1 contentment in the bank, and another one going in shortly. The hint is done. They are about to die. What treasures did we get? We got some funds. We got an iron spintria, and we got some bitter black salts. None of those are very good. And we got some notoriety. That was a pretty rubbish mission. So yeah, farming those early ones, farming the last ones in the thing is rarely worthwhile. The best one is the next tier up from Forbidden Epic, Foxley Meadows, and you can do it with a single Maid, which is really, really useful. Okay. What are we doing here? We're combining 2 Grail. I meant to combine 2 Winter. That was foolish. Okay, we're going to let these hints blow out, I think, for the time being. Just because it's too risky with them in play. Thanks, Eva. Just hidden one of the commenters. Right, exploring. We may as well be doing something. We need to sell some funds. We're down a little bit low. Wait, where was... Oh, we just got that, didn't we? This is maybe a little bit too close to the bottom of the board. There we go. Right, so let's... We got 19 seconds before we can drop that off. There's no work to be done just at the moment because he's still on cooldown. We don't have anything level there. Okay. Painted River. Fascination. Damn it. Okay, I don't think we got Fascination coming anytime soon, so nope. We've got another Despair. There's a Contentment in the thing. 45 seconds, so we're going to dream of another funds, and that should come up just as well, with about 15 seconds beforehand. Alright, we've got another Disciple. We want to talk to Poppy about our commission, because that's going to be another silver spintria. That's gone on for a second auction. Whee! Look at all the money. Alright, Dr. Ibn Aladdin. That Contentment's going over there. Yeah, that could have got... Well, that did get pretty messy, actually, over there. I can't believe I let it slip by for so long. Going to talk to him. Right, another commission here. 12. Nice. Silver Spintria. Now, since I'm not working on anything currently, I may as well just keep this hint in play. But if I had a commission to do, although I'm about to get one here, but still. Notoriety is nearly all gone. We must have an investigation coming soon. Yeah, there it is. But the evidence is gone now, so that's not a concern. We can let that evidence build up again. Commission, Lantern, Substantial. Or, with that coming up in 52 seconds, well, 52 seconds, we could take a risk with just waiting and then talking to Connie and locking her out. But I'm actually kind of okay. Hey Sporky Sport, where have you been? Your channel reminds me of 2016 when I followed your guides. Yeah, I've just been playing games so much, I can't drag myself away to actually make videos, which is really appalling. And working a little bit as well. But yeah, I've been around. I've just been rubbish at actually finding the dragging myself away, finding, what's the word I'm looking for? Finding the focus, I guess, to drag myself away and actually make a video instead of just like play a game. Because stuff like this will just draw me in, and then I'll work it out, and I'll be like, oh well, it's kind of launched now, and plus I've been playing Sea of Thieves. I think I mentioned this in the last video. That's kind of completely owned me. What are we doing here? Sorry, that distracted me. We're going to dream of... There's another contentment. That's the last one, right? Okay, so that's solved. So now we can go back to dreaming of the Stag door. Notoriety's coming. AC Jester understandable. Bad Mr. Box. Hey, Sporky. Hey, Bad Mr. Box. It's good to see all you guys. How have you been? Alright, we still can't do this. Sorry, I'm losing my mind here. There's so much going on at this point. Just rearranging cards and I hope it'll make some kind of sense. Okay, how's that summon going? That's fine. Always be talking. There are people to upgrade. You're a disciple. Let's have a Noonstone and a Lantern. And that Lantern now is above 7, so we can upgrade. Another 8 funds, we're up to 40. So we're in pretty good shape. We could take on another investigation if we wanted. So let's see what happens with this hint. If it summons back, maybe we'll just dive into the next one. We got lucky on one of those sales. That put us in better shape than I thought. Oh, and that's going to complete too, even though it was the one that we didn't want. I wanted to combine winter. I felt like we got a book from the last mission, but clearly not. I must be going mad. Yeah, we got another hint. This summoning is going unbelievably well. It normally fails constantly. Right, 2 hints. Let's go on another mission, I guess. Lockwood Fen. Now I need to consult my spreadsheet because not all of these can be done by hints. There we are. Missions. Which one was this? Keglin Scratch. Lockwood Fen. 2 times hint. Okay, this one and Keglin Scratch can be done. And the threats that we're going to find here are a treacherous ground and watchers. Much like the last one, but it gives 2 common and 1 uncommon card, which is somehow still 3 treasures, even though sometimes 2 cards are 3 treasures and sometimes 5. It doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe it's cards plus stuff that you find in there. Like maybe this always pops up in that place where we found it. I don't know. I feel like I always get it quite early on though. And now I'm mumbling. We've got no lantern because we're using it to upgrade, so we can't do that commission just yet. And we're back. Subtle Rupture, but we don't have the lantern required to be able to summon the Maid in the Mirror quite yet. Sorry, it's not lantern, is it? I always think it's lantern. It's winter. It doesn't always pause when it comes back from that, and it really throws me. It combined that time. Hurrah. Yeah, we knew that. But we really need to combine this winter. We've got another upgrade. What did we need a lantern for? Definitely something. Commission. See, yeah, these keep getting knocked about. Sorry, I'll bring the chat back. I've just been sitting there with the spreadsheet up. Did I see the new Doom teaser? No, I saw an article for it that's on my newsfeed. And I ended up watching the Sea of Thieves one, as I mentioned, properly into Sea of Thieves. But I saw the Doom one, I'm going to watch it later. They released, I saw the Alexa Skyrim thing with that comedian, I forget his name, but I really like him. Eat all the cheese! If you haven't seen that, watch it, it's pretty funny. The dream, what are we dreaming of? Stag door. Reason. Who are we talking to and about what? Poppy's about to reset in a split second, so let's start her off. Alright, we're going to get some more evidence, it looks like. What do we got? What do we say? Watchers and treacherous ground? Bam! Treacherous ground, watchers. Edge and lantern will see us through. She has given us commission winter. We can complete that pretty easily. Oh, Jannings, why is that in the wrong place? These guys are too close together by far. And I just get really, I need to just get the snap to grid add-on for it. Who are we talking to now? We've got no lantern. Let's talk about a law. Go on the street, see if we can't find some more disciples, believers, acquaintances, whatever they're called. We put 2 funds in there, didn't we? Yes. Bethesda is quite self-aware, it seems. Yeah, like the fact that it's being ported to everything, and then especially the bit at the end. I won't ruin that. So yeah, we don't need to feed this expedition with anything. The watchman will clear our sight so that we can pass without error. Indomances, Forgotten Chronicle, we don't need. Painted River, Erudition. Screw you, Painted River. Although maybe we need Erudition for this. No, we need Reason. Okay, we'll take Reason. There's your substantial investigation, Mr. Al-Abdin. Ibn Aladim? Ibn? We're saying Ibn. White Ceremony and some Reason. Occasionally some of these take Passion as well. I forget which ones. Maybe the higher Secret Histories. We can dream again. This dreaming is kind of annoying the way it always makes the big smashy sound. Also, I probably wanted to save. Mind you, it'll tug that out if it needs to. Okay, just got our notoriety. We're going to get some more evidence. Oh yeah, see, this pulled the Reason out of here, annoyingly. But these 2 Reasons at the top are about to chill, so we'll drop it in with 4.8 seconds to spare. And back to the dream world. Ugh. Right. We're not going to dream for a little bit because 1 fascination is more than enough fascination for anyone, especially since I've got fascination up and didn't even notice. Damn it! Okay, winter. I can't believe I did that. Alright, we need some dread. We need some dread. Maybe we'll get some dread from the evidence. Who knows? We can generate dread by talking to an inspector, I guess. But alas, also notoriety. We were going to investigate a peculiar rumour at one point, weren't we? But I guess we never did. It's basically pointless. It does the same as talking about law, only adds notoriety. Who are we talking to? These guys. Sending their commissions off. Nothing to work on? Nothing to work on. We're free and happy. We might have to sell some of these bronze ones if we don't get any more silvers. See, it's kind of risky. Wow, that combined. I'll take it. It's kind of risky to rely on see, sometimes stuff gets hidden under things here when it shuffles like that. I don't trust it. Sometimes this, yeah, just works. This means we can now summon a Maid in rags, and Little Miss Hunter Woman is not guaranteed dead, but it's eventually going to get there. But first, we're going to use her to generate some dread. That's how this is going to play out. This is going to be fun. Right, we need, what's Peculiar Rumour got? It's got Moth and Secret Histories. That's not good enough for the summon. We're going to need to generate something from the dream world. Alright, let's get rid of this fascination and then we can start dreaming again. Iron. Ugh. Those 2 are both on cooldown. Timeout, naughty. We've got nothing to study particularly. We can put those 2 together or those 2 together, I guess. Might chomp up some of this stuff. Always be talking. Can't talk to those 2, so let's... I don't know why I'm trying to put that in. Let's upgrade one of these guys. He's already a disciple. Ceremony. Start. Can we talk about Elder Scrolls 6? Huh? Exactly. Quite a small trailer. We've only seen a bay area of some sort. I'm excited for Cyberpunk. of course, they've released almost no information, and everyone's speculating a million things on the trailer, which is just always, I think, if it's not explicitly spelled out in a trailer, don't speculate, because you're just leading yourself up for disappointment. Sea of Thieves has taught me that. But yeah, Cyberpunk, if it's even close to the quality of The Witcher, that's it, game over. That might be my next big live streaming game. We'll see. Because it's single player, right? I'll probably just play through it and Bad Mr. Box, Cyberpunk runs in circles. Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel, like a toddler. You can probably hear the fact that I'm smiling, giggling frantically. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. CD Projekt Red has all the goodwill that I'm able to give as a gamer, says Mr. Zombie Fatty. Yeah, they get it right. They make a great game. They release a decent amount of DLC for free once they know that they've got a working system and they've ironed out all the bugs. They go back to focusing on free content, and then they release some absolutely kick-ass paid content. Like the Tuvine or whatever it was, I forget the name, but the bright, lush, like Normandy French area in The Witcher. The final DLC just blew my head apart. The colours on that, and I played it in 3D with my Nvidia 3D Vision, and it was just mind-shattering. Such a fun game. And that whole mission where you were played like the demon spirit, was that the same one where the demon, no, that was the other DLC, wasn't it, where the demon spirit inhabited Geralt and acted like someone completely different. Just thought, yeah, such a great game. Like, just their humour works. It's hard to do humour in games that's that consistent. But sorry, back to this. I think we can all agree The Witch is good and everyone's excited about Cyberpunk. Where are we? We've got nothing to work on, we've got nothing to talk on, we don't want to be dreaming while this is active until we got some dread. We just did that. Okay, this is going to be... shouldn't have actually talked there. How did she... Wow, she's bad. She didn't generate any evidence. Bad, Connie Lee. Bad. Alright. Wow, I absolutely lucked out there. Do you know what? We are going to get rid of some of these. We're never going to need them again. And they're just going to stack up unnecessarily. These two will keep for the time being. That annoys me, the way it keeps getting knocked around, but I guess there's nothing we can do about it. It's just, there's not enough space. And it's annoying the way you can't say, make all the new stuff appear here. It just fires it up here and starts spreading out. So you kind of got to keep it under control a little bit. Otherwise it starts massively disrupting everything else. We are going to get a despair out of that. Actually, we're going to get a despair out of that. So that saves us having to talk to Connie about anything bad. Which means that we can start dreaming again. We got someone else upgraded. But these guys are still on cooldown. We still can't complete this. Our upgrade, how's that going? The first reason it's got... Why are we upgrading that? Oh, because I got the winter. So we are looking for a knock or something similar. Knock or edge, basically. Beautiful, another notoriety. Refulgin. I don't think that's a pigment. Oh yeah, it is. Lantern pigment. Cinnabar amulet, which just has forge. You see, like, this is the only one I've seen that has 3 things on it. And a book. Those Who Do Not Sleep. A Fusine text. Oh, god damn you. Okay, so Fusine is a language that you can learn from high-level summons, or it's found in books, rare books, in the way late dungeons. Okay. Not much we can do about that. There are hints. I'm tempted to send one against Connie Lee, just to see what happens. Because I kind of want to get rid of her now. Yeah, see what happens. I'm going to keep the guy with the longest timer on him. And it just keeps him locked up for a minute as well. I mean, we generate more notoriety, fine, but we've got no evidence. And I want to get rid of her, because once you've killed all the hunters, as far as I can tell, you just keep getting the weary detective who's absolutely appalling at making evidence, and super easy to assassinate. But while we are waiting to generate some always puts temptation there. While we're waiting to generate some, actually, can we use dread? We're going to have a leftover dread to make the Maid in the Middle. Maid in the Middle? I don't think that's the song. What have we got to do explore-wise? We can throw a Forbidden Epic into the mix. That's done. Visions Ablate. Oh god, Connie's going to make some evidence. She got pulled out of the killing mission. Okay, Subtle Rupture. That works. Let's get our Maid in the Middle. Where did the Subtle Rupture go? Of course it went somewhere over here and pushed everything around because I hit Collect All. Okay, so Sunset Right. Subtle Rupture is our knock, so that's our core summoning component. Winter, we need a significant amount. It told us we needed 8. And then there are possibilities here. If I add Heart, Edge, or Forge, we need an assistant, which is one of these people up here. Or indeed a summon. So I could use the hint and keep him around for a little while. Ha! Didn't even consider that. No, that's going to summon a Shark because we need Edge. It's summoning itself. That's interesting. So we've just got to force Edge in there on its own. Servant of the Sun in rags. Right. Let's see if we can't get a Maid in the Mirror. Oh, have we actually read the hint? It's pretty dark, all these descriptions. The hint are most comfortable behind the scenes, behind the mirrors, behind you. They slide under doors and kill with glass, but they cannot survive the gaze of a mortal. See what I mean? It's around for too long except when you want it, but they cannot survive the gaze of a living mortal. Well, that's good to know. Don't look at the hint. Sort of an opposite of a Medusa, I guess. Right, back to dreaming. The thing is, we want to dream, keep dreaming because we're going to need... there's no guarantee this works. This is a mid-level summon, and it could, well, technically a high-level summon, and it could backfire. And I don't want it around. I'm going to release it if it backfires. Wait, what's going on here? What does this need? Oh, we lost our Connie Lee. That's not going to help again. See, like I put it in here, but because it doesn't have a magnet, it'll get pulled out by this, assuming she makes it to it. And it's actually not a good plan anyway, because I want the ticker to be going down. I want that timer to constantly drop. Fleeting Memory, that's quite good. Lantern 2. Fleeting Memory, yeah, again, powerful. If I had 10 Lantern, I'd be in nice shape, but alas, we only have 6. Oh, we didn't talk to you about anything, did we? Let's drag you back. We can talk to Dr. Ibn, get a new commission from him. Another big lantern one. Very nice. That'll be a silver spin trio. How are our funds? 32. We've used 8. Let's talk to Poppy as well. Tower Revek. Red and terrifying. These pictures are like, the detail on some of the cards is really awesome. I guess they're SVGs because they scale beautifully, or at least vector graphics. And I think I mentioned this before. If you kind of sit there and watch them for a little bit, like see, I don't know if you saw that passion just blinking. The hearts will pump, and then over here, like these guys will occasionally wink at you and change. Very occasionally. Did one of them just go? Did Enid just go? Anyway, keep your eye on all of the cards. It's just quite fun. But yeah, like you look at these and it's a nice game. I feel let down by some of the Scholar ones and stuff, but yeah, for a first game out of the company, although it's very similar to Sunless Seas, just a kind of different driving mechanic, it's a good effort. I like it. Commission knock, substantial. Not very substantial, alas, but that'll do. Is there anything else left to explore? Not really. We're combining stuff, aren't we? Is that still going on? Probably we should put that hint into explore to try and get a glimmering moon in the moonlight thing. Nope. What do you got? A entry consultant. So yeah, that's good for breaking through doors if you can't work out another way in missions. I mean, if you send in a hireling first, they'll like just die against the first obstacle, but at least you'll get to see what's in there. I think I already said that. We can upgrade another believer. And then we have at least one disciple in everything, which is good. That's some options. This summon is about to complete or go very badly wrong. Yeah, that looked like it backfired, but we'll check when we get back. Let's take that subtle rupture because we're going to want to... That's lucky as hell. And let me explain why. After we set the dream off again, I actually haven't looked to see... reason. I haven't looked to see what's coming next for a little while. Notoriety, investigation. Wait, did we kill Connie Lee? Where is she? Oh no, she's doing an investigation at the moment. Okay, let me explain why this is good. So, the summoning is struggling against my control. I could use reason to dismiss it safely, which is always reliable. I could try to reassert control with passion, which is not reliable. Or I could let what will happen happen. If you let what will happen happen, most of the time it just breaks out. If you put passion in, this usually but not always works. In my experience, it's about 50-50. But I guess it's probably 70% because that seems to be a tipping point for a lot of other mechanisms. If you put reason in, it will just get dismissed and it won't make any effort to get it. Now normally I would have gone passion, but because we just got this subtle rupture, we can immediately attempt to resummon with no risk. So that's worked out quite nicely. Right, so we get our reason back, that's been dismissed. Wait, did we lose a hint? I've forgotten already. Okay, so the offering is that the invocation is Eldritch, and we use the Winter, summon a servant of the Sun in Rags. We definitely didn't want to hire this guy, right? No. It's another promotion. There's our hint. So wait, where's the other? We lost the other hint, right? He's not tied up somewhere. I just let him time out. Okay, so that means we'll have to... Oh, that's got 3, so that's combined. Okay, cool. We don't need him for anything. We can let him die. What do we need? The Painted River, I guess, now. And hope for another... I should probably go Ascent of Knives, because we haven't guaranteed the summoning of the Maid. But I kind of want more places to explore. Yeah. And it wouldn't have got what I needed for the Maid anyway. So that's Forbidden Epic, which we can explore. We can grab the rest. I don't think we've got a death coming, no, so we can go straight back into the Stag door with some reason. That combined, so that's nice, and that's freed up study. We've got some evidence for that, but no notoriety yet. We don't really have anything else to explore right now. The hint has got more than 2 minutes on it, so what I'm going to do is see how this Maid in the middle plays out. and then send the hint in to do the next objective, which I think was Keglin Scratch we said 2 times hint could do. But I'll check on the spreadsheet, and then send in one of these guys as backup and see how that plays out, so you can see what happens if for some reason you can only get 1 hint. How long has that been around there? Oh, it's Vec or whatever, full scene, few scene, so we can't translate it. Damn it. See, you get the language there. There's our Maid in the mirror. Alright, she's probably badass. The ascent is glass, the walls are knives, each step is blood. The dead who rest before a new cracked mirror, who pass through the peacock gate, who master the sharp stare, those dead enter the service of the sun in rags. So she's got 10 edge, she's got 10 winter. She is all kinds of awesome. She is going to have a little chat with our friend Connie Lee. Although, actually, what I should do as super safe backup. So she is not unique, and she can self-summon. So what you really want to do is, because we had so much trouble summoning her, you want 2, and you want to send the second one over to Connie Lee, and just keep the other one around. And again, we can just use reason to cancel it out now, because there's no threat. We can keep attempting the resummon until it's successful first time, rather than risking passion. Forgotten Virtue, no Painted River. Fascination, damn it. Why is the reason over there all of a sudden? Collect all. What do we got coming? Of course we got Fascination coming. Alright, we need some dread. We have no dread. Cave of Candles. A Maid can solo the Cave of Candles. Because I think it's an edge and a winter challenge. And also Voidvex Citadel or something? I don't know, I can't quite remember. That's why I wrote my spreadsheet. Right, what are we up to? Nothing to study? Have we really got no? I mean, we've got that to combine, but that seems pretty pathetic. I suppose in the absence of anything else to do. Always be talking, because our disciples, we've still got 4 or 5 to find, plus a handful of pawns and hangers-on. Or we can start upgrading more of these people. We've got nothing to explore, so we were going to do the next mission, which I think was Keglin Scratch. I hope it was Keglin Scratch. Well, let's find out what happens if something goes wrong. So we know that we're either going to need Edge or Lantern, only because I remember that this needed 2 hints. So I'm just going to take a punt and put in, not Forge, Enid. No, because she's not. I'm going to put in Eldridge because he's Edge, and we'll push Edge up over 10. So if it's an Edge challenge, it's a guaranteed win. I can't remember how many challenges there are. I think 1, but let's be safe and put 2. You get the coins back if you overspend. We prepare for the descent. We bring rope, tools, light. We arm ourselves against anything down there that may yet move. Light. So that's probably a clue. So actually it's not going to be Edge. It's more likely to be a Lantern challenge. And I believe that Cat carries Lantern, which means Poppy. Yeah. There you go. So we're going to go Lantern 13 instead, and we'll see how that plays out. We can always bring in an Edge person if it's a problem later. Always be talking. We need some trappings. I should have investigated some lore, shouldn't I? He's already upgraded. And always be dreaming. Well, at least at the early point, you want to always be dreaming. Okay, we got 2 maids. That's awesome. And very lucky it didn't backfire. What does this need? Okay, so our first challenge is Forge or Lantern. Yeah, it was 2 challenges. And our second challenge is Edge or Winter. So Forge or Lantern. We could in fact put one of our maids in. She would bring Winter up to 10. And Edge up to 18. But what we're going to do is, because we need Edge 10 for this second challenge here, we're going to bring in Eldridge. And now we've got 13 Lantern and 13 Edge, and that's enough to see everything. Of course you could have just summoned another hint, but I thought I would stick with that because we're doing enough summoning with the maids at the moment, and we've got the backup here that we need. And because there are only 2 challenges, we're going to be fine with funds. But that's how you add someone into the mission. They won't appear immediately, in this list. They'll appear next round, but they will affect whatever's in play at the time. And you know which way these are going to appear. Challenges are always first, monsters are always second, then are doors, although we don't have a door, and finally curses. So they won't always be in the right order here, but you can usually work it out. Okay. What's going on here? Fascination. We've got a fascination. Oh, we've got a dread in play as well. Okay, that's not ideal. Didn't notice that creep up on us. What's coming in next? A winter. Okay, neutral. So let's deal with the despair first. We should be doing our commission. And then I'm going to need to talk with one of the maids. Oh, another thing you can do, see here, if you know that you want to keep a maid around for a while, you can just toss her in, and now her timer will be locked. So that's another way to keep summons active, but when they all come back together, unless you immediately start another exploration, you're going to have a problem managing all the timers. But like one maid, I think, is probably fine. Because we're going to use this one for a killing mission after this guy is upgraded. Okay, so who was that? Rose, Edge, 5, good. Alright, so now let's see what's coming next. It's still winter, sorry. We're going to talk to Connie. Did it work this way around? I can't remember. There we go. Yeah, it does. Send an unstoppable force to murder a hunter. Unless this hunter has some unusual protection, which annoyingly she does. She's mystic. They're already dead, but their demise will attract attention. Like Maid in the Mirror's just... because she's got 10 winter, which abducts them, and 10 edge. Sometimes she'll kill, sometimes she'll abduct. I don't know if she gets 2 rolls. But she usually comes back with a prisoner. Having said that, I bet she comes back with a corpse this time. Anyway, we'll see what happens there. Because I kind of just want... she's becoming a bit of a threat, and this evidence is starting to upset me. We also need to summon. I don't think we've got enough. And we certainly don't have anything to put in the mix. But we need to summon a raw prophet to try and deal with this evidence. I'll demonstrate how to do that as well. Let's get to work on some lore. On some commissions. Very substantial. We need some silver spintria. We're down to 26 coins. We may have to go back to work at Glover and Glover if we're not careful. We can always try some painting now as well, that we can summon maids, because we can keep the detective bureau under control. I could take that subtle rupture and we can try and summon a prophet. Let's do that. Right. Oh, that's going to be close. I didn't really think that through. Reason might get sucked out of there as well. Alright, I'm going to slow it down to normal in a second. This is going to get messy. What does this need? You're fine. You got 1 fund, 1 challenge. But see how it mixes all this up? It's kind of confusing. I want it to be split, like, and it doesn't need all this stuff. Like, yeah, okay, I know it's a vault, I know it's there, and I know that, like, we're in here, and I don't need to know that I've got 2 summons there and 4 disciples, 4 followers. Like, just show me the numbers down here, the challenges here, so I can click on them and see what the challenge is, and who I've got, like, in the middle, or something better than this. It needs some love. Even just a flag for which one of these are visible in the expedition window would be nice. Anyway, sorry, little rant over. We still need to generate contentment, don't we? And guess what? That's just stolen that passion. God, this is... and I'm dreaming. Why am I dreaming? It's going to generate something awful. Okay, let's get this commission here. We can talk about that in a few seconds. Ooh, subtle rupture, I completely forgot about that. 0.3 seconds left on it. Wow. Okay, for the raw prophet we need Grail. I don't know if this is going to be enough Grail. If I add Forge, Moth. Moth is what we need. Is this going to be enough Moth? That's not even Moth. It's Winter. There we go. Grail, Little Moth, Chaos Addiction. So you only need 6 Grail. And he's going to come with 8 Moth, which We'll attempt to destroy that. I don't know how it'll go. It'll probably just fail, and we'll lose the profit, but we'll see. Okay, there's 0.1 seconds left on this reason, so we'll put that in there. That's complete. Didn't kill her. Generated notoriety, but we can go straight back in. Have we got notoriety coming up? No, we can do it this way then. Let's see. No fascination. No fascination. I should just take this and be safe. Oh, it's going to backfire. There's no fascination. There's only fascination in this one, but it's also more likely to provide the upgraded one of that. I'm going to risk the Ascent of Knives. Oh, it would have been a forbidden epic. Oh, damn it. Gambling, but playing it safe. Okay. Tentative evidence. Let's see how this killing job goes. We can take another. We can't take another dream. That was too risky. That's just. It's playing with fire. We need to dream of a contentment anyway to get rid of this. So we take some opium to get rid of this dread. And then we can worry about the dread, because otherwise there's the hook, see, coming in. Yeah. Alright, so this contentment will be sucked by this dread almost immediately. This thing will always spit out a restlessness, which will turn into a dread, which will cancel that. So we should see there's the restlessness, but that's also really good for summons. Although I don't think I've got anything that I can uptrade into it yet. So we're just going to leave it here to turn into a dread and cancel out. That's probably going to give us, I don't know, restlessness, who knows. Okay, the summoning a rebellious spirit. The raw prophet is rebelling. We kind of really want it, but I also really don't want to lose one of my disciples. So, well, I'll show you what happens if you try. What do we got here? Reason that combined, great. Not that we can do anything with it now. What did that give us? A glimmering. Ah. That's pretty much all over. Yeah, our Maid got done by the countermeasures. That's why you want to have two there. What we need is a 10 edge human, but there's no way you can do that unless you've got the edge cult. So we're just going to have to keep tossing Maids at her until we get, hopefully we'll get some poison or something from this mission. Anything to study, anything at all. Really? Yeah, nothing at all. They've taught us all their languages. That we don't have the language for. We don't have enough stuff to put in. Okay, yeah, nothing to study. That needs nothing. We can dream again, probably, yeah, because that's going to be solved in 30 seconds. That's dealt with. Always be talking. Let's get some more disciples. We haven't done that in a little while. How many treasures are we going to get from this? Alright, that's dealt with. Here we go. Alright, sucked in Neville. Poor Neville! Gee, that's not as bad as it could be. There's a pretty low chance that he'll eat him, but it can happen. We didn't get the raw profit we needed either. Does Fleeting Memory have Moth? We can throw that straight back into the mix, I think. Our assistant is the only one with knock now. Let's try it again. Should have cancelled it. This is now dismissed. Oh god, please don't eat Neville. Oh, thank you. The thing he's conjured up to return to its own place. It will do no more harm for now. Disciple, follower, mortal. I don't know, maybe there's a bug there. They seem to destroy stuff remarkably infrequently. Alright, Maid in the Mirror. She's back. What else we got? Eldridge, yep. Pope, yep. Hint, yep, fine. Notoriety, oops. Still, nothing much we can do about that. We got another book. What language is it in? Aramaic, we can do that. Okay, that's something. Colour and Goth, really? That's the Greek translation book again. See, it's not unique, so it can keep popping up. And the Flayed Tantra, which requires Sanskrit. And you can see mostly the colours match here. It's like yellow is yellow. And then, what was the other one? Aramaic? That'll be like, yeah, sort of beige, fawn, sand. Doesn't really matter. Let's translate it. So first we need to generate a new Maid. We don't have any silver spintrias to sell. We do have this Kona and Girth book, which, if we're lucky, will generate us like 1 gold. We've got this to sell, which will get us a silver spintria, and I've got this to work on as well. What are we going to take? Painted River. Fascination. That's fine. I think our fascination is mostly dealt with. Yep, and unless there's another one coming up, which there isn't, we're fine. Let's go straight back to dreaming. Done. Okay, we got ourselves a raw profit. We need to summon another Maid to try another assassination attempt. Stupid assassination attempt. We got 1 fund. We were a little lucky. We can explore with the hint to delay him a bit. You never know what we might find. The raw profit, we're going to talk with to the tentative evidence and see what happens. Raw profits can also self-summon because they have 8 moth and 8 grail, which is part of their core stats. So you can just toss a knock in with the sunset right, and it will solve that. 3. If I can find a 5-edge hunter, I'll send them against Connie Lee. I feel like that's pretty good odds. Okay, that's translated. We can study it. It was orange, right? So it's going to give us Forge. So you can tell by the colour of the books what might spit out. Erudition goes up there. Collect all. That's done. We got Tristan. Yeah, hi Tristan. No idea what your stat is. I want to say Forge. Alright, raw profit. We're going to give him some tentative evidence. Send a devious minion to destroy evidence. You can also do this with Moth Disciples, but the chance of them dying is pretty high, so it's a pretty risky play. Always better to try and use summons if you can. We can dream again. That's fine. There's no major threat on the table right now. There's a fascination there, but I don't think we've got fascination coming up. That's got no dread. We're working. What's going on here? We don't need him. Okay, good. Rebellious spirit, because it's a Maid. I don't want to cause any more trouble. I'm just going to cancel it. Collect you, send you straight back in. We've got a contentment out of that. Good. Affliction. I was just thinking the affliction hasn't come in a little while. Okay. A shaping chant. Alright, we can make some higher level forge with that. What language was that? Sanskrit. A Forgotten Chronicles, Forbidden Epic. That is what we want. Forbidden Epic there. Alright, there's the affliction. So we're going to need to either study some vitality, work some vitality. Work some vitality, or pray for a little free bit, or spend some money. I kind of don't really want to spend any money at this point though. My minion's returned. The evidence has been destroyed. I'm a little safer. Wow, okay, good job. Good job, Raw Profit. I was not expecting a win there. What's your other thing? You got 8 moth. Well, we've kind of got nothing to lose by sending you up against Connie Lee and trying to put her in a box. But first, let's try this. Because we kind of need the money. There's our silver spin tria. We still don't have any commission heart. I feel like this thing here is probably going to be heart. Because the background could be grail. But it feels to me like it's closer to that colour, although you can't really tell perfectly from there. Let's hope. We could be dreaming just for one day. We could be dreaming. Wait, what was this? Someone pretty useless. Knock. Okay. That hint's basically dead. I'm not too worried. We can resummon them very easily. I want to get started on... wait, what do I want to do? Explore with something? Oh yeah, sell this silver spin tria. Okay, 2 maids in the mirror. Put them out there. Maybe I do want to double him up. I don't know, no, let's let him go, we're fine. Okay, that needs to be dreamed of with vitality or health. I should be working on this as well. There's nothing we particularly need to summon right now. Yeah, raw profit failed. Let's try one of the maids who's got the lower cooldown. Actually, the higher cooldown, because they'll be around afterwards. Connie Lee. Go on then. Is the Cave of Candles, is that something a maid can solo? I don't know. Let's find out. I think it is. What do we got coming next? Contentment. Oh, that's sold for a goodly amount of money. We're up to 31. Alright, time for you, Maid, to solo Cave of Candles, I think. Let's pray for rain, friends. I probably should have sent the hint in there as well. If it's a double hint for this, I'm going to be so annoyed. Still, we've got enough. We don't really have enough resources to back up. I'll have to pray. I might now have to summon a hint after all that. Let's see how it plays out. Yes, look at all that heart. Okay, that's good. Because now it means we can finally close off the Count's commission here. We can study these two. Try and make a level 8 forge. Nothing else to combine. That book can't be translated. No silvers to sell. We've got 28 funds. It's not ideal, but it'll see us through this mission at least. Let's collect all. There's Knock. Drop that off when talk's over. He's about to recharge for another mission. Camper Channel, our boy is back. Yes, hello. Unless you mean you've found your son, who was missing, in which case I apologise and congratulations. Connie Lee, Maid in the Mirror, notoriety. No one could have survived that. God damn it, she's just impossible to put down. We're going to drop, not his. Yeah, we want to talk to him. Okay, what do we need here? We have got a Forge will sustain us, Winter will shield us, the high passes, and then this is a Serpent, the younger sister. Can be defeated in battle or respond to the mother's power, so Edge. So yeah, Winter and Edge, the mage. The Maid can solo that, and it's 2 challenges. I think I put 2 in, but it doesn't hurt to put another in. Alright, that's the health sorted. We've got some fascination, we've got some notoriety. I thought we were clear, but turns out not so much. God, we could do with some poison. Although despite the fact that she's battle-proof, there we go, secret histories. See, hopefully it's the substantial investigation, he says. I don't know why I'm going so high. Very substantial. Damn it. Okay. Next time. You can drop these off. And finally, we can start this. No, probably we should be dreaming. Really, another affliction straight out of the gate? Fine. Season of being unwell, it turns out. Does this have an auction value? No, I can only use it to complete that. Alright. What are we doing? Talking. We were going to talk to you. Made in the mirror. We've made it through the mountains. Yeah, we did send one too many funds there. It's fine there. Our expedition plans for the next challenge. An affliction. We'll have to dream on that. We've got our brief discussion of heart, finally. You can work on this one, buddy. What lore do you need? Secret histories. That should do you. And a couple of reason. Erudition. Just what I didn't want. Alright, we somehow managed to skip the hunter, so actually it looks like we might get a double hunter this time. Wow, she survived again. Unbelievable. And still, at least the maid's still alive. That is eyes like gas lamps, scale like black jade. A serpent is a powerful foe, but it's nothing before us. Do you know what, if I can kill Connie in the next 15 minutes, I'm just going to call it here. Because this is ridiculous. She's been with us the entire game, like 5 hours. Yeah, see, okay, now we've got double inspectors. This is where things get a bit weird. Because Connie was locked up in conversation. Yeah, sometimes it rolls Connie, but... see, this guy's unique. It says the weary detective is unique as well, but he keeps reappearing. On the histories, a very substantial investigation. Hurrah. Poppy, can you be talked to? She'd like help with something. Yes, you can. Right, let's see if we can kill this. Terror. Alright, that's our health back. Health is in good shape. May as well dream. Is there really nothing to work on? There's nothing to work on. We could try some summoning, but we don't really have the tools for it. I await word. Come on, I believe in you. You got this. My God, Connie! This guy also is, I think, mystically protected or something? No, he's already grim. He's a tough one to throw as well. Oh, alright, we're just going to keep going until this maid is dead. Although I probably should get rid of some of these. Because we have nothing to work on and it's chomping through our funds. Do you know what? Let's try some painting. do it with notoriety. What the hell? And we're going to do something very, very... Can I put him in there? No, that would be funny. I think it's just these guys. Let's paint some law. What's our highest level law? Winter. It's going to generate some more notoriety, but it'll also generate some cash. And now we've kind of, well, we actually 100% don't. I was going to say we've kind of got a way to deal with the hunters, but given that Connie is just being the bee from hell. We could try a different summon. I think we just got enough points to try a pretty cheeky one. Although we're working at painting, right? I could change it to that. A mood piece. This should have an impact. That's less dodgy. Although since I got 2 notoriety locked up in there, it's kind of stupid. You kind of want to go full whack. If you're going notorious with your painting, just get stuck into it. There's a level 6 lantern out of that for some reason. Another notoriety, just replace this one that's about to disappear. My maid's back. And we got... Oh my god, that is awesome. So this is a key that lets you open the Peacock Gate indefinitely. We haven't unlocked the Peacock Gate yet, but when we do... Oh, that's made me so happy. That's ridiculous. You'll see why. Wow. What's this? Aramaic? Sanskrit. What was this? That looks like Mandaean or something? Mandiac? Yeah, we don't have that yet. Still, that's one pretty decent book out of that. Come on, Connie, you can't possibly survive the next one. Okay, now we have to, here, if we're painting about something, so we're using knock, it would make sense to add this pigment in, because that increases the overall value of knock. But because my painting skill is still quite low, it's a waste. It's not going to do anything good. And putting in a different type I don't think does much. So for now we're just going to toss a fund in. It improves the quality of the painting. But you will see it spits out ridiculous amounts of stuff. Oh my god, she's done it again. But again, still, at least not dead, right? Which one's got the longer timer? We want to preserve that one as long as possible. Okay, so 10 things. We get the subtle rupture back, which, you know, is nice. We get glimmering, quite a lot of glimmering. If you were trying to upgrade your painting skill, now is the time to do it. In fact, we might take advantage of that, because getting a high level painting skill is not a bad thing. And we got some funds. Did we really not generate any more mystique? I guess it was just my recent work is considered significant. No mystique, that's very peculiar. Oh well, I'll take it. I will take it. We're done with the expedition? Yeah, because we got the books. So we can... Talking is done. What have we got that we can explore? Let's keep one of those maids locked up for now. Because we might get an edge dude that we can put on her. I still, next gap to talk, I need to get rid of these so that we've got something to work on. For the time being, we can have another paint. That worked out quite nicely. Although we've already done it, let's try something else. Can we put that in? No. Let's do a lovely portrait. Jason G 2004. Tyler Warren. Hi! Jason G, you have a very busy board, I really do. There's not much you can do about it just because of the nature of the way it throws stuff in. I found somewhere. We could even, might be a little punchy, but risk finding a glimmering here. Fascination, of course. Alright, that's done. But we are going to want to study when this is done. Funds. Nearly done. If she still survives... Alright, so we got Neville back. Good boy Neville. Contentment, contentment, mystique, See, this is where the mystique starts layering in. The 2 notorieties that we originally plugged in, but we got 4 coins for it, so it is a reasonable way to make money, and I'm kind of astounded that we're getting so little mystique. It normally just multiplies out, especially I guess if you paint with it. I'm not painting with it, that's probably the kicker. But it is a good way to lock down, if you only have 2 notoriety at this stage, it's a good way to lock down 2 notoriety indefinitely, so that they only pick up mystique, especially if you have evidence that's ticking out. Yeah. But because it generates more mystique, it tends to keep the inspectors around longer. It's not the best solution. We got some contentment there. Connie Lee's still alive. Unbelievable. This is getting not great, but we still have no evidence against us. It's not awful, it's just not great. And do you know what I meant to do? Talk to these guys to generate some money, because we're actually starting to run a little critically low. But I kind of want to get the painting boost in place. I'm going to resummon a Maid, just because if this one dies in here, then I'll have to, it'll be a pain to get another. And there's nothing we can work on at the moment anyway, because I want this to be ready the moment this comes up. These glimmerings are about to blow out too. Okay, there's our passion, there's our glimmering. So the reason to do this rather than use the book is because it will actually upgrade a vivid imagination to a wild imagination, and it will give you an additional level of painting. Your paintings will be worth more money, and since we've started painting, it seems like we're going to be something that we continue to muck around with. We can dream. It's pretty safe. Unless Of course I didn't check for fascination beforehand, although that's okay. Actually, we've got a dread here. So that's not a problem. Really? Still alive, huh? Oh, notoriety's coming next, so it may yank her out of that slot. Is there anything we need to be exploring? I feel like there probably is. That Forbidden Epic, for example. Okay, we got a second Maid. That's cool. We'll let her burn out. And there's still nothing we can work on. So we got another passion, which we didn't really need, but more importantly, this was a vivid imagination, and now it's a wild imagination. I think the final one is a fevered imagination. But if you try and paint with it, where previously we had 2 slots, now we have 3. And you can put notoriety or mystique or passion into there. I mean, we can do some painting. We might have to for the cash. This is starting to actually get very low. I need to remember to pay these off. Forbidden Epic. Okay, that's good news. I await word. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. What is our chance of surviving this? Also, old Mr. Dingleberry's in here. This one, as I remember, is actually quite tough. But Tower Revek, I think, is either 2 hints or a Maid. But we're not going to do to... I just really need to kill her. This is ridiculous. Alright, let's drop off some of these commissions first. Study. What's that? That that can be translated immediately. That's going to give us some high-level lantern, I hope. That would be nice. Then we can maybe bring a Teresa into the mix. There's a silver spin trio, so there's some cash. That's good news. Always be talking. She needs a commission. So now we've got a high enough heart as well. I forget he does edge too, so we might get stuck on edge with him next. We'll see. Winter we can do substantial. That's at least a bronze spintria, whatever it is. Count Jannings. Commission. Heart. Start. Unpause. Should be dreaming always. This is played out, right? Dread. Yeah. Let's put a reason in to dream with. Start our winter commission. And we're in good shape, right? Goddamn iron spintria, generating more mystique. Don't remember where that notoriety came from. He's cooldown. She's the commission we're doing. He's on cooldown. She's hers. We still can't do. Oof. Okay. So, always be talking. Who can we talk to? Let us talk to Connie again. And send her a lovely maid in the mirror. Please kill her. This is ridiculous. Alright, he's going to be making... Because hasn't he got something that says always make evidence from notoriety? Yeah, so guaranteed. So we need to kill him off probably sooner than we need to kill the other woman off. Okay, we can combine those two. That's nice. But we have books to read. That is in a language we can't talk about, so we can take a crack. Hmm. 12 funds, just what we needed. Back up to 34. Come on, this got to kill him this time. There's our evidence. But the notoriety is blowing out, so we may just be able to wait this one out. We'll see how it plays. Subtle Rupture. I don't think there's anything that we actually want to kill at this point, so I'm going to go for a Erudition, sure. I was hoping for a Forbidden Epic. Oh, that's... who was that? Put it there. It was Poppy. I await word. Come on, make it work. Still nothing we can do there, nothing to explore. Money's not great, but not awful. I want to send. I still want to get a 5-edge dude. I should try and kill him, really. I should probably explore this to try and generate some... oh, we've got a glimmering. Okay. And dreaming. It's really, once you've got everything rolling, it's a lot to take care of. We can try some higher level painting, I guess. Some of the mystique and notoriety. Another notoriety there. Oh, these are coming from the failed assassination attempts, aren't they? Alright, let's do a properly naughty painting. And let's use an ingredient. Because what the hell? What's our highest level here? Level 8. Do we have any winter? No, that's moth. What's our next highest level that we have some of this of? In fact, what? 4? 4. I think these are all 4. We had a pretty solid knock, right? Let's do knock. Oh, we got 2 bitter black salts. And that's 8. Let's see what happens. There's another glimmering. Okay, fine. We still want this edge dude. Now we just lost a maid. That might play badly. 5 lantern, 3 moth. Fascination is okay. Alright, let's put some paints in. See, that's got our total forge up to 12. I don't know what number it needs to beat, but let's see what that does. Still alive. Brilliant. Alright, we're going to keep that maid in place to generate a new one. Forbidden Epic. Hold off on dreaming for a little bit. Always be talking. Who can we talk to? You. This painting, so many steps. 18! Whoa! Okay, my recent work is celebrated. Let's read through this. This is work I can be proud of. With enough publicity, it will sell. Really, was that one blank? Dark grainy. This pigment is dangerous. It may even be illegal. And honestly, it always says that. Honestly, I'm only going through the motions. I think maybe you need to upgrade your painting skill further, but for that we need 6 glimmering, and that's quite a big undertaking. Although it's possible. I've done it once. Alright, let's see what we've got in the way of treasures. There's a funds. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, this isn't the worst way to live. 5. Vivid imagination. Notoriety. It's really annoying to try and actually click these things. Notoriety. It's generated all this mystique. It's given us a couple of glimmerings. See, this is the way that you would generate multiple glimmerings. It's given us a trembling heat. Forge 6. It's going to blow out. Given us our forge back, and I think it's given us 2 new notorieties. Well, that was not ideal. And I bet we've got an investigation coming any day. What have you given us? Secret histories. Was that the one that I want it to be? Where did it go? There. Substantial. Okay, so that's the one we accidentally did twice before, which is perfect. So we can just deliver that straight back. Alright, I think I'm probably going to call it here. You guys have sort of started to get the rhythm for this, right? We wanted to summon another Maid in the Mirror, so I'll put that in going now before I save, so that we remember what we're doing. Someone on Reddit was like, you can change your name, which I haven't actually changed. What are we going to call this guy? I'll let you guys say, but you can change your thing to be like, remember. Remember. My R key is broken. Summon Maid. Or whatever. But that seems silly. Notoriety. We got another notoriety that's just there. Ugh, mystique all over the place. Ree. You want to name him Ree? There you go. I don't think you wanted to name him Ree. Okay, we got the Maid. Let's set up a dream so that that's going. We've got that going. We've got some work on. That's got no fascination and nothing to come into it. It's all a bit frantic. We can't research that. That's going to blow out shortly. That needs erudition. We've got some glimmering. We don't have another erudition. We've got some reason to go in. And we don't want to hire him. Alright, yeah, so that's it. I will see you guys next time. Not sure when I'll next stream, but I'm uploading some gameplay videos for this anyway, so like specific guides for different bits. But that's it for now. See you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye. Now I've got to find the button that switches it off. Bye.